this computer. Okay, welcome to Fitness Friday. We're doing an at-home workout. It is a full body, so including upper body, lower body, and core. And you don't need any equipment to do this exercise. And I'm going to give you a little bit of information as to how it's broken down. But really quickly, introduce myself, which my name is Lindsay Shepard, and I am a certified health coach. That's where I'm wearing I'm a health coach tank top today. And I love fitness, so I figured this would be a fun little group workout class today. As I mentioned, this is a full body workout and you don't need any equipment, meaning like resistance bands or weights or anything like that. But if you have access to those things and you want to throw them in there to add more resistance or more weight, then you totally can. The way that this workout is formulated is we do a 5-minute dynamic warm-up, meaning that there's movement involved. We're just kind of getting our muscles warmed up. Then we go into our first superset. And when I say superset, that means that it's a collection of 3 different exercises that we do back to back to back 3 times over. And then we move on to the second superset of our workout. So superset number 1 will include a lower body exercise, an upper body exercise, and a core exercise. And we rotate through those 3 exercises 3 times. And then we move on to superset number 2, which will also have lower body, upper body, and core. Then we'll end with a burnout where we'll just do kind of a 1 exercise, but in a really intense, not really, but in an intense way to kind of burn you out at the end. And then we will close with a nice static stretch where we're really just breathing into those stretches, letting our muscles relax after we've just worked them. And it should be around 40 minutes. I might be doing some talking in between, so if it lasts a little bit longer, I'm sorry if I estimated incorrectly, but we should be 45 minutes long workout today. I will be demonstrating and doing the workout with you, and I will be also modeling different modifications for each exercise along the way. So if the level 3 version of the exercise is kind of out of reach, then I can break things down to be more level 1 or level 2, okay? So we'll get started with this dynamic stretch. I only ask that you have some space to move pretty freely. So if you're working out at home as well, just give yourself some space, but we can get started. So I'm gonna back up here. And a dynamic stretch means that we're not holding movements for very long. We are moving while we're doing this. So we're just gonna kind of take it from top to bottom, working our way from our head to our toes. And so we're just going to tilt our head from side to side, just kind of warming things up. Maybe we haven't moved a lot today, so we gotta just remember what's up. We're also gonna look up and down to continue that neck mobility. And then a nice slow roll out one direction and then to the other direction. Should feel good. If it starts to not feel good, stop doing the movement. You can widen your stance a little bit where we're going to work our shoulders. So if you want to roll your shoulders back a couple of times and forward, just kind of getting everything rotating. We're going to put our hands on our shoulders and kind of rotate our elbows forward. And then we're going to extend it all the way out and do big full arm extensions. I can hear my shoulder kind of cracking. All right, so then hands on your shoulders. Again, we're going to rotate backwards now, just really working that mobility. And then full arm. Good, making sure you're breathing and there's not a bunch of tension in your neck as we're doing this. We're trying to loosen everything out. Open up your palms to the front, thumbs to the ceiling, and really just open up your chest, kind of arch your back, opening up that chest. And then we'll do the reverse of that, where we'll grab our hands and then really round out that spine. Good. And now we're gonna widen our legs just a little bit. We're gonna just move our hips side to side, get those joints warmed up. Gotta warm up everything. And we're gonna drop into a nice little squat. Just do some body weight squats. You don't have to go super low or super fast. This is just to get those quads warmed up and all these hinge points warmed up, right? Nice wide stance. We're gonna tip our torso over and really stretch out the side. And then reach all the way down to that foot. And we're gonna rotate both toes to the right. And we're gonna sink into that runner's pose or that lunge. And we're gonna just kind of rock with it so that we're stretching out our calves and our hamstrings as well. And we're just gonna switch to the other side. Stretching out those muscles. And come up, touch that left toe now. And tip your torso over to the other side, so that way everything's nice and balanced. Keep those legs nice and wide. We're just gonna reach and try to touch the floor. Again, really stretching out those hamstrings, feels nice. And bend your knees and roll up one vertebrae at a time. Come back together. We're just gonna hug our knee to our chest. Alternating feet. If balance is a little weird, you can always just one arm on a wall or on a chair, helping you as you switch legs. And that should be a good little dynamic warm-up. Are we doing any hip stuff? We can do some like knee fans. We want to really work the hip flexors and rotating there. Should be starting to breathe a little heavier. We're gonna do some lunges. So I'm gonna look to the side. That way you can see my profile. I've got one foot pretty far behind me. Heel is up off the ground. I'm gonna put my hands on my hips and just sink straight down. We're gonna do 5 body weight lunges on each leg. You'll see lunges again later in the exercise. So we just wanna warm up those muscles, wake them up so that they know that they're gonna be activated. I have no idea if I counted to 5. You'd think that I would be able to count to 5, but I lost count. We should be good. So hopefully everything feels loose, right? We warmed up our neck, shoulders, rib cage, and all of our joints down here. Nice, easy, dynamic stretch to get our body woken up. We're gonna jump into superset 1. Again, 3 movements. We're gonna be rotating through each of those 3 times through. First exercise is called jack squats. It's a combination of jumping jacks and a squat. Now, don't freak out. It's not super complicated, I promise. Essentially, the movement is your hands are going to kind of just be in this like prayer mode, and your feet are going to go in and then jump into a squat. In, jump into a squat. If the jack squats are just a little bit too complicated, maybe they're a little too high impact for your knees, the modification for the jack squats are just body weight, slow and steady squats where you're not moving your feet. They're just going to hang out right where they are, okay? We are gonna do 15 of those. So whether you're doing the full jack squat or you're doing the just regular body weight squats, we're gonna do 15 of them. So nice wide stance. Whether you're doing the jack squats or the regular squats, remember to hinge that booty backward and sit into it instead of just sinking and kind of like putting your knees over your toes or like hunching over. We're trying to just like hinge back and sit into that squat. So just be mindful of your form. I will be counting the reps, so all you have to do is just follow along. If by like 8 or 10 you're feeling totally like burnt out, then you can stop, and that can be your modified number of reps, okay? I'm gonna count to 15. I'm gonna start with doing jack squats, but then I'm gonna also model the modification. So here we go, ready? 3, 2, 1. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you're just doing regular squats, you're here. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. Those of you who did some of those jack squats, it's a really good plyometric move where you're getting your heart rate up at the same time that you're doing strength training. You should be feeling these quads start to light a fire a little bit. So it was the first exercise of superset number 1. Second exercise are push-ups. Again, don't freak out. We've got several modifications. Push-ups work your chest and your shoulders. And you could either use a mat, a yoga mat, or for me, I have these foam mats. Or if you're at home and you've got carpet, that's awesome too, but maybe find something that's not harsh on your knees. With push-ups, the most important part is engaging your core. So I'm going to demonstrate how they should look and then how they shouldn't look, okay? Modification number 1, you can walk your hands out, engage your core, meaning I kind of press my pelvis down and I create this line, right, with my spine. So there's no concave or like roundedness. It's aligned. My hands are pretty far out and my knees stay on the ground while I just lower my chin to the floor. So that's modification number 1. Modification number 2 is if you have like, let's say like a dresser or a table, you can do like upright incline where you kind of walk your feet back and then you do push-ups that way. But notice how I'm still creating that straight line, right? So I'm not doing this. Walk those feet back, engage that core, and then go into the push-ups. This is level 1. Knees, level 2. Level 3 would be a full plank, and you're doing your push-ups. For this superset, for this exercise, we're just doing however many you can. I'm gonna go to 5 of a level 3. If you can do 5 or more of a level 2 or a level 1, awesome, but I'm only gonna count to 5, so however many you do in that time, that's however many you do, okay? That's called as many reps as possible, which the abbreviation is called AMRAP, okay? So I'm gonna count to 5. You can do any one of those modifications. Remember to engage that core and make sure that you're creating that nice in line with your spine, okay? Ready, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sounds like it's like not very many, but whew, those burn. Okay, so that's your second exercise of the superset. We're taking little mini breaks between each of these because I'm explaining, but when we actually get into the rhythm of it, we don't really take much of a break between the 3 exercises. We kind of just bump back to back to back, back to back to back, back to back to back, and then we rest. The third exercise of this superset is for your core. It's called a C-sit hold. So you might have heard of this. You might have heard of a V-sit, right? Where you're like, feet are like straight up. We're not quite doing that. We're doing a C-sit where sitting on the floor, your hands are going to be either like up and clasped in front of you, or they can be on the ground at your hip level, not behind you, where you're kind of like chilling, resting on them, at your hip level. And what you're going to do is you're going to kind of tuck your pelvis under so that it creates this C here. And we're just going to hold it for 30 seconds. And I'm like already breathing weird because the second that you lean back and you create that C, instant core activation. Modification number one could be if you keep your heels on the floor. Again, your hands could be up here or here, but they really should not be assisting this hold. Second level, if you want to advance it to level 2, you can lift the knees and keep those legs bent to keep that curvature in your pelvis, okay? So we're holding that for 30 seconds. Hopefully you hadn't been holding it that whole time. 30 seconds on the clock. Ready, 3, 2, 1, and go. Make sure to remember to breathe. Again, our hands aren't really playing a big part. We're really just focused on tucking that pelvis under, engaging those core muscles, and just holding it here. You might be getting the shakes like I am, where just everything kind of uncontrollably tremors. That's good. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Again, so simple, but it kind of kills. It's awesome. So that is your first superset, meaning we've got jack squats, push-ups, C-sit, hold, and those 3 movements, we're going to do that 2 more times through, okay, to do the full superset. Take a little break, grab a drink of water. In between each of these sets, we're going to be doing a 40-second rest. This next one's going to feel a lot faster because I'm not going to be talking in between every time. So just be prepared, okay? Go ahead and start getting back up on your feet to jump back into those bodyweight squats or jack squats to fire up those legs again. All right, we're going to jump back into that in 5 seconds. Again, I'm going to be counting the reps. I do go pretty fast. I can slow it down though. And I'm going to be doing the jack squats. If you're doing the modification, keep your own pace. I'll just count at a more like a slower pace for you. All right, jump into it in 3, 2, 1, and jack squat. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Woo! All right, shake those legs out just a little bit. Rolling right into that second move, those push-ups. So modification 1, up against something, keep that incline. Level 2, with your knees, tuck that pelvis down, or level 3, up on your toes. AMRAP, so as many reps as you can do. I'm shooting for 7 this time for me. You can set your own goal. I'm gonna count to 7, however many you do in that time. Yay. All right, here we go. Ready, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nice. All right, flip over into a seated position. We're rolling right into that C-sit hold. 30 seconds, making sure that that core is activated. If you feel your pelvis start to lift and that arch in your back start to come back, make that correction. You're really trying to like feel like somebody like punched you in the stomach and you're rounding that back out, okay? C-sit hold. 3, 2, 1, and go. I'm making really loud exhales as I breathe through this so that I'm making sure that my body is expelling all of the carbon dioxide. So that the majority of what I have is good oxygen. I'm shaking. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Superset number, or our second round of superset number 1 is done. Grab another drink of water, 40 seconds rest, and we'll finish out with our last set of that chunk. Again, here's a little reminder. Coming up next, we have our second superset of 3 more exercises, and then we end with the burnout, okay? So we're almost halfway. Almost halfway. We've been burning some calories for about 17 minutes, so keep trucking. All right, find your way back to your feet. Last time for these jack squats or regular body weight squats. Again, if the rep number is too high for you, if my speed is too high for you, you can make that correction on your own if you feel like you can't. The modification, again, is just a regular slow body weight squat. I'm going to move closer to the camera so you can see. My legs wider than hip distance. My toes are out, like they're pointed out slightly. They're not like a complete thing. They're not parallel either. So it's about a 45-degree angle, toes pointed out. And I'm going to show you my profile. I'm like pushing my hips back and I'm sitting into it. Okay, so I hinge forward. And I bend those knees and really activate your quads as you're going into that squat, okay? Body weight, meaning you're not holding anything while you're doing these squats. It's just a squat, okay? So that's 1 and 2. Go as low as you need. If here you get that activation, then come back up. If you want to go really low, great. If you need to move your knees further out, if you need to walk your feet wider, great. But it's kind of a personal preference type of thing, okay? Modification for wrist for like the push-ups. I can get to that next time that we do the push-ups, okay? But I did want to talk to you guys about the modification for the jack squats, okay? Because that's what we're on right now. Last time we're doing this, I'm going to count to 15. You can hopefully do as many reps as you can in that time. If my pace is a little bit too fast for you, I'll slow it down, okay? Here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, regular squats. 5, 6, 7. Same kind of pace. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The jack squats just kind of add an extra level of cardio. Back to then our last time doing push-ups. So for bad wrists, I would do the level 1 modification on a wall, okay? Not a table, not a bench, because I feel like that might be still too low. I'd find a wall and just kind of plant your hands like even with your shoulders, wider than your shoulders, but then like even this way. And you're gonna walk your feet out so that you're at this incline. Because of the wall, my wrist is not nearly as bent as if it would be on the floor. It is a lot gentler on my wrist, okay? So use that wall, walk those feet out, and then 1, 2, okay? Making sure that we're not like pigeon necking it, right? We're bending at those elbows. Hopefully that's it, not as much tension on your wrist when you're doing it up against the wall, okay? Last time we're doing push-ups. I'm gonna push for 10. Again, however many reps you can do in that time frame is your AMRAP, as many reps as possible. So pick your level of modification, and we're gonna jump into this last set of push-ups. Ready? 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, the struggle was at the end. Struggle definitely at the end. All right. Flip right over into that C-sit hold. Again, modification for wrists for this. Your, yay, I'm so glad that that modification works for you with the push-ups. For wrists, for C-sit hold, just don't even involve your hands on the floor at all, right? I'm just kind of hovering them over my knees. It's all core engagement anyway. You can kind of sit up tall, kind of arch your back so that you can have this contrast between the arching of your back and then that concave punch in the stomach C-sit that we're going into, okay? So C-sit, hold for 30 seconds. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Roll into it and hold. Halfway. Get the shakes so bad. Woo. 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. High fives. We finished our first superset. I'm breaking a sweat. The forehead is glistening as usual. All right. Okay. A little bit of a longer break here between supersets. I don't know if this text is going to be reversed for you, but this is what we're looking at, okay? We did our dynamic warm-up. We just finished this superset number 1, and now we're moving on to superset number 2. We have our burnout and our cool down, and then we'll be done. Okay, hopefully you've got some water. Hopefully you took a little breather. Superset number 2, let me talk to you through it. First set, or first exercise is going to be a plyometric lunge. Again, this kind of creates this dynamic movement. I have some modifications for that. Second move, we're going to be doing tricep dips. I have modifications for those too. Wrist issues might be touch and go with this exercise. So I might just need to give you a different exercise for this one. Our core movement for this superset is going to be dead bugs, where we're laying on our back, okay? That's what this superset looks like. Let me show you the plyometric lunge, okay? Plyometric meaning that there's this like movement happening, and the movement is where we're kind of in this lunge position, but then we push off the ground and we jump in the air like Mario, with the same leg every time. So right now I have my left leg forward, my right leg is back into that lunge look, and I'm going to drive my left leg up and like push off the floor with my left leg. And that is going to be working your hamstring and your glute like fire. So we do 10, 1, 2, 3, 10 on each side. So we have to switch once we get to 10, and we'll do the other side. If the jumping in the air part is a no-go for you, your modification is to just do tap, 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 tap. Same leg. The only difference is that this part isn't happening. Tap, 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 tap. Yeah, So that's your modification for the plyometric lunge. Showing you closer up. Knees are a little bit bent. We are moving our arms opposite of our foot because that's how we walk. So we're going to keep that the same. Should be burning those hamstrings and those glutes. I'm going to start with a plyometric lunge, and then I'll transition to demonstrate the modification for you, and then we'll move right into the second movement, okay? So 10 on each side. Pick whichever side you want to start with first. I've got my left leg forward here first, and my right leg is back. You can choose. We're going to just go for 10. If my pace is a little bit too fast, count at your own pace, but I'll slow down too. Ready? 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Hopefully you felt that in that glute. Switch legs. My modification peeps, you're looking like this. Same pace that I'm doing, just not the jumping part. Okay, hopefully that still ends up burning this leg. The idea is that this standing leg is always bent. So it's always being activated, even if you're not doing the plyometric part, okay? So keep that in mind if you do that modification. We switch legs. Let's go for 10 again. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! The burn is good. Okay. Second move of this superset, tricep dips. Level 1 version of tricep dips. You are on your butt here on the ground. My fingertips are going to be pointed toward my heel. So they're this direction, not chilling like this. Pointed toward my heel. They are behind me. My heels are going to be planted on the floor, and I'm going to lift my butt, and then I'm bending my elbows just enough to tap my butt to the ground, and that little bit of the dip is working this muscle right here. Okay, that's level 1. If you wanted to amplify it and you have like a chair or a bench near you, you can raise it. That way you're getting more of a dip extension if you wanted to amp it up. For my wrist peeps, I don't know if putting your fist, oh yeah, if you just put your fist, like your knuckles on the floor, again, hardwood floor kind of would hurt, so maybe put a mat down. Just as long as you're focusing on bending those elbows and not just bouncing your butt to the floor, it's about bending your elbows, right? So whether you're doing any of those modifications or if you're leveling it up on a bench, we are doing, how many? What did I say? 15. Woo! We're gonna get those triceps burning. I'm gonna do it on a bench just because I have it here. So heels dig into the floor. We put those fingertips facing our heels, and we're focusing on bending that elbow. Even the littlest bit is gonna burn that tricep. Ready? I'll count to 15. Ready? 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh my God. I also did like 10 before I even started that, so mine are burning. Those are your tricep dips, okay? Let me know in the chat if that did not feel great, and then we can maybe modify it from here, but I am gonna move on to our core movement of this superset, dead bugs. So I mentioned it's gonna be on your back. With core, your lower back is really important, okay? So when we're laying on the floor, if your back is arched and there's this like gap under your back, that means that your core is not engaged. So making sure that we tuck that pelvis under and really engage those lower abdominal muscles and press that lower back to the floor, that's what's going to make the magic happen, okay? These dead bugs, you're kind of up like all fours and you're a dead bug. And you basically are just taking one leg and one arm out and then back, out and then back. This should be working your obliques. I'm running into some stuff. Should be working the sides when we're doing that. So get into your dead bug position. We're going to do 10 each side. So if you're alternating right, left, 20 total. Okay, so I'm going to count to 20. You're going to know what that means. I just saw a chat pop up. Without lifting my butt, it was just too hard to lift. Okay, I can modify tricep dips the second time around. Okay, let's finish with this core. You're in your dead bug crawly position. Here we go. Start whichever side. We're starting with one. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Keeping that lower back pressed to the ground. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Halfway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Hopefully that idea of really tucking that pelvis under and engaging that core really made those feel like they weren't just like laying on your back, chilling like a dead bug. A little bit of a break before we do that whole thing 2 more times. As far as tricep dips go, I wonder if you have access to like a chair or something, doing the raised version might be more practical for you. If on the ground lifting your butt was just not working with your shoulders and stuff, I would try the raised version. Here, I'll show you from the side. Where you're like, as if you were sitting on it, but you're not. And then just a little dip, dip, dip. Okay. Try it for this time around. First move, again, we're going back into that plyometric lunge or just that tap here. Again, the key part is keeping that standing leg slightly bent so that it's always being activated. Even if you're just doing this, that slight bend is like burn city. So keep that in mind. 10 each side. I'm going to be doing plyometric. You can modify if you need. Pick whichever side. We're jumping into it in 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch legs. Jumping into it. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Straight into tricep dips. On the floor if you need, raised up if you need. Fists if your wrists are a little bit weird. When I say weird, I just mean, I don't want to use the word weak. They're just strained for these exercises. So be mindful of that. And you can use your fists for this as well. It's all about that elbow bend. We're going to do 15 in 3. Get situated. 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I I had to self-correct there for a second. So I realized my elbows were going really wide and it was putting strain on my shoulder. And so I had to check myself and go narrow and bring my elbows in and not push to go as deep. Okay, so that was my own self-modification. You can do that too, okay? Last thing, dead bugs, 10 on each side, or if you're alternating, 20 total. Get situated. If you're not feeling this, mind-body connection, really focus on activating those abdominal muscles and pulling your leg back to you. Like it just went really far away, right? And so you want to pull it back to you. And that pulling action is what's going to activate those abs. So concentrate on that. That way you're really starting to get that burn, okay? Knees up, arms up. Start whichever side. We're going to alternate to 20. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Remember to breathe. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, okay. Last time through superset number 2. How are we feeling? Hopefully we're feeling like we're putting some work in, but it's not painful. Put some work in. I'm breathing heavy. If you feel tightness in your chest, take a break. No shame in taking a break. If you feel sharp pain in any joint or muscle group, take a break, right? Stuff to not push through would be tightness and shortness of breath, severe pain. Take a break if you need. If you're breaking a sweat and you're breathing kind of heavy, let's hang out in that zone. That feels like a good zone to hang out in. So focus, keep feeling good. I love it. We've got one more round of those 3 movements. And then our last exercise is a glute bridge ladder. And I'll describe that to you after we're done with this last superset. So let's get back on our feet, doing those plyometric lunges one last time. Again, mind-body connection, really focus on feeling it in that glute and those hamstrings, and just focus on that muscle working, and you'll start to feel it. Last time through, so let's really get make the best of it. All right, here we go. Pick a leg, 10. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I really had to strain for those last couple. I was really trying to get off the ground. Tricep dips. Again, if my pace is too quick, slow it down and just do as many reps as you can, okay? Working this muscle right back here. If we're feeling it in our shoulders, maybe do that self-correction that I had to do. If we're feeling it in any other place, take a break, stretch it out, change it up if we need to, but you have to be in tune with what your body's feeling, okay? Here we go. 15, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah. I'm breathing heavy. Those plyometric lunges got me. They got me. Dead bugs last time. Focus on engaging that core. Here we go. We're on our back. Our lower back is pressed to the floor. We're not arching our back. Everything is in tune. And we go 10 each side. Ready? 3, 2, 1. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, and we're done with the second superset. We're not quite done yet. But grab a drink, catch your breath. You just completed your second superset. Hopefully that one felt good. Just to review, 2 different supersets, 3 different moves in each one. 1 move for legs, 1 move for arms, and 1 move for core. And that makes a full body. This burnout is just an opportunity for us to feel like we got the most out of our workout. And I like to do burnouts that focus on a muscle group that we were working, but now we just get to like kind of burn it out. And our legs are a big muscle group, so I like to add 1 extra for our legs. So for our burnout, we're doing what's called a glute bridge ladder. So a glute bridge is where you're on your back, feet are kind of hip distance apart, knees are bent, we're on our back, our hands can be right next to us, and we just we lift our pelvis to the sky until we have this like full lockout, meaning we're not like halfway to the sky, we're like all the way to the sky. And then that's a glute bridge, right? So we're lifting our glutes into a bridge, essentially. The latter part of it is we're gonna do 10 glute bridges in a row, mini rest, 9, mini rest, 8, mini rest, down to 0. So go ahead and get ready for your glute bridge ladder. It's our last exercise. You can do it. We've crushed it. We've gotten this far. It's gonna burn out your butt. Let's go. I'll count it out. If my pace is going a little bit too fast, you can slow it down. Remember, we're lifting that pelvis to the sky to a full lockout. We're really squeezing those cheeks, and then lower, and that's 1, okay? 10, here we go. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mini rest. We're going for 9. Here we go. 1, full lockout. Really clench those cheeks. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Mini rest. Hopefully you're already feeling that burn in those butt cheeks, maybe some of your hamstrings. If you're feeling a burn in other places, take notice, maybe see if you can self-correct. Here we go for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh. It's the butt cheek clench at the end for me that really just is the driving force of the burnout. Again, these are mini breaks, so we got to jump back in for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You guys, we're over the hump. It's so easy from here on out. For 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check with yourself what's hurting. If it's your lower back, maybe we're arching our back too much at the top. Maybe we're not clenching our butt cheeks. We're trying to like push our pelvic bone like way too high. We only got what, 3 more? 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, last one. 1, we're done. I think I might have skipped 4, but you know what, it's fine. Okay, stay on your back for a moment, kind of hug your knees to your chest and just kind of chill here. Maybe close your eyes and really just congratulate yourself for finishing this workout. We're gonna start our cool down now. We're already on the floor, so we're hugging our knees to our chest. And we're going to reach one all the way out and then keep hugging the other one. And you're going to bring that knee across your body. So you kind of lift your hips off the floor and kind of twist. And come back up and switch. Hugging that other knee to your chest. And then crossing it over. Letting our heart rate recover. And hug both knees to your chest again. We're going to just kind of gently rock and loosen that lower back up just a little bit. If during those squats or during those glute bridges, you felt like there was some tightness in your lower back, this will help loosen that up. And when you're ready, go ahead and roll over to your side and come up to all fours. We're going to take one knee forward and kind of face it out to the side, okay? So you're not tucking it directly under your body. We're kind of pivoting it out. And we're going to just stretch over that bent knee. This is going to stretch out your glutes. So you'll feel it on that bent leg on your glutes really nice. So stretch as far over as you can. And we're just breathing into these stretches, okay? Different from our dynamic warm-up where we're moving quickly between each one. We're just gonna kind of breathe into these ones a little bit longer, okay? So take your time. Come up, tuck your toe, and switch. I'm so proud of you. Hopefully you feel really, really good. What a thing to do on a Friday, right? Kind of start your weekend off, end your week in a really positive way. Come up, and I'm gonna face the front. You're gonna take one foot out. This one is bent. You're just gonna kind of stretch and bend those arms forward, really stretching out that inner thigh. Feels good, should feel good. If it doesn't feel good, stop doing it, right? Switch. Yeah, definitely feeling some tightness in my hip flexor here. So this is a good stretch to do for those muscles right here and right here. All right, go ahead and come up to your feet. We're gonna keep them right below your hips, slight bend in your knee. We're just gonna try and touch those toes. Again, if you felt tightness in your lower back or like a dull pain, this is a good stretch for that. So grab onto your elbows and do that forward fold and just kind of rock back and forth here. Really loosening up that lower back and those hamstrings. Should feel really nice. Nothing painful. All right, go ahead and breathe in and rise all the way up. And grab your shoelaces. If you need to find balance, you can find a wall or a table or a chair. We're gonna bring that knee close in and pull the shoe to our butt and really just extend that leg down. We're really stretching out those quads right here. Making sure that we're not peeing on a fire hydrant. We've brought those knees together and we're just stretching it down. And switch. I don't know why it just went dark. And come up and big breath in, big exhale out. Next inhale, we're gonna bend our knees and then, or inhale all the way up and then all the way out. So inhale and 2 more times. Last time. And then give yourselves a round of applause because we did it! Yay! That was 50 minutes. A lot of me talking, so my bad. I documented it on my watch, so yay. Hopefully you felt more confident maybe in some of these exercises, more knowledgeable, like you have your feet on the ground a little bit more, because that's what I'm hoping to give you is confidence, knowledge, and the tools for you to be able to do this on your own next time. That's why I sent that document with the workout laid out. And now you know what everything means, right? You know what a superset is. You know that AMRAP stands for as many reps as possible. And usually I pair that with push-ups because push-ups are freaking hard. So now you know. So if you ever get a workout from me in the future, you understand that breakdown, you understand my terminology, and you have some modifications that you can also use. And that is on that document as well. All of those modifications that I told you in this video. Thank you so much for joining me. I am so grateful for this community. You are just the exact people that I want to surround myself with. So thank you for joining me, and hopefully this will not be the last time. Yay, congrats, happy Friday.